What is going on? Hey, today we're going over 50 homes in 50 freaking states. And today we're going over purchase number 2 in this great state of Montana. And what's even greater about this purchase is we actually got paid $3,000 to buy this freaking property. And so I'm gonna break down exactly how we were able to do that and more. Let's go. All right, guys, so let's talk about how we bought this home in Montana and we got paid to take over a cash flowing property. Wow, insane deal, right? So before we dive into it, let me explain a little bit how this deal came to be. So I was chatting with one of my real estate investor friends named Keto, who actually are partners on other deals with, and he was telling me about this deal that he was ready to get out of the property. And so he had a hard money loan on the property, and so he was basically making interest only payments, and he wanted to get rid of it, and he couldn't get the lending in order to basically get out of this hard money loan. And so that's where I came into the equation, and we agreed on a purchase price of about $200,000 for this property. And I was gonna pay for it in cash, get out of his hard money loan, and pay off some of his other investors as well. I was basically gonna do him a service. Then I was like, wait, this property is actually worth a lot more than $200,000. It's actually worth about $225,000. And so we actually agreed on a $220,000 purchase price. And our idea was that I would get a loan on it, and then he would carry back a portion of his equity in second position after we closed on the property. And guess what? That would leave me with no money out of pocket. And actually, based on depending on what the appraisal was, we could actually put money in our pocket. And so that's how this whole thing came to be. And so before I dive into all the numbers, let me show you a little bit, a preview of what this house actually looked like. So let's dive in here onto realtor.com. And so you can see here we're on realtor.com. So this is actually a pretty nice house. He had bought it up and he had put a bunch of money into it and fixed it up. And you can see here that the estimated home value is $219,000. And so it's a cute little house in Billings. I don't even know what it is. What is it? A 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. So it's on a decent sized lot. So you can see that it's cute. Appliances look like they were all original still, but it looks like a lot of it obviously got paint, got new carpet, and yeah. But other than that, it's a relatively older home. I think that the home was, if I remember by the inspection, was like in the 20s or 30s. I remember it being pretty old. All the electrical is pretty old on the property. The 1915, yeah. The roof is pretty old on the property. So it definitely, like, although the lipstick, it got lipsticked, there's still some functional things that need to get fixed on this property. But that's what it looks like. And so now let's kind of dive into the numbers and explain exactly how we were able to buy this property. And actually, we didn't even buy it. We got freaking paid to buy this property. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna dive into my screen share here. Okay, so let's dive into the numbers. So we set a purchase price on this at $220,000. Okay, so this is the purchase price, $220,000. We put a down payment down of $68,667. Now you say, Logan, I thought you got paid $3,000 to put this down. Yes, we actually had to come up though with $68,667 because the lender who gave us this loan, they say that they want to see that we had skin in the game. So we actually had to come up with this money out of pocket. And so you're like, well, that's actually really high also for the purchase price. So again, one of the reasons that that the seller wanted to sell this home is because he had loans that he wanted to pay off from hard money, and he had additional lenders he wanted to get paid off. So what we did is we actually put $15,000 down as an earnest money that he used to pay off one of his other lenders, and then we put down another $15,000 to pay off one of his other lenders, and then the requirement from the lender after that was $38,000, so we had to put that down. And so altogether it came out to be about $68,000 that we had to come up with to put down to actually close this transaction, okay? And then so our loan to our lender is $176,000. Okay. And I don't remember our interest rate. Our interest rate on this actually wasn't very good. It was like 6.5, and taxes, insurance, everything. Our payment on it is $14.59 per month. And we have a payment to the seller as his equity is $150 a month. So the total on that is $1,600, and then it came with a renter. So there's a renter currently in it paying $1,800 a month, which means that the cash flow equals about $200 a month. And you can see right here, it's like, well, Logan, that's not a great deal. You put it on $68,000 and you're cashing $200 a month. That is a shit cash on cash return. And you would be correct on that, right? But what we did is we put the seller, he carried in second position $40,000 equity, 40K, and that's at 0%, at 0% interest, okay? And that's where that $150 a month payment all goes towards the principal of that 40K. And so what ended up happening is that his net proceeds on this were $77,523. So this is the seller's proceeds after everything closed, okay? And so the first thing that we agreed upon is that he would pay this back first. So he paid back this $68,667 out of this. And so that left us with about, I don't know what the math is on this, but it was about $9,000. And then we decided that we were gonna split that money. And so we each ended up putting about, I think it was like $3,700 in our pocket. So he took another $3,700, they put it in his pocket. I put another $37, put it in my pocket. And so, yeah, it was about $3,500. Let's just say that's what it was, that $3,500 we put in our pocket because this was refunded to us. This money was refunded towards, we put $3,500 in our pocket, and we now have a property that cash flows about $200 a month, and the tenant, I think he is on a month-to-month right now, which means that we'll give him an option to renew the lease, but we'll definitely put it at a much higher rent rate. And if he doesn't take it, then he'll move out, and then we'll move somebody else in. We'll maybe even do a corporate rental, or we'll do a short-term rental, or we'll do a lease option on this. We'll make sure that we command the highest rent we can for it. And so not only will we get paid to buy this property, but it'll end up cash flowing a lot more, $200 as well. And this was a great deal overall, obviously for us because we got paid to take over this property, but it was a great deal for the seller as well, because he got out of his hard money payments, and he ended up putting about $3,500 in his pocket as well. And he's gonna get paid on his equity over the course of time. He gets $150 every single month. And so he'll basically make that payment without any interest in the property, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just overall, it's a huge win-win situation. And we're super excited about it. And it's the first time we ever got paid to buy a property. And it's pretty cool because this is our Montana property. We bought lots of homes in Montana, but this is the one that we're doing for our 50 homes, 50 states. And so I want to show you guys this cool example of how to get really creative with creative finance, because this deal would have never got done without understanding creative finance and being able to look at it from the standpoint of like, how does everybody win? So the seller wins, we win, the lender wins, everybody's winning in the situation because we thought about it outside of the box. So that's why we want to do deals with you. And we know that you probably ain't coming to Montana, and we want to come to you. So we now have properties in Arizona. We now have properties in Montana. And so we want to do deals with you in all the other states. That's Texas, that's California, that's Illinois, that's freaking New Jersey, right? All over the country, Missouri, Kansas, you name a state, we need to get it, Nevada. And we want to do deals with you. So whether you have the deals or whether you have the funding, like, we want to do deals with you. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please let me know. 50 homes, 50 states. Let's go. My name is Logan Manzanares. I'm out. Thank you for watching.